Is Amjad coming, Javed?
He's running late. Chair, it's 6 o'clock. We are now live, so I'll hand over to you.
Right, okay. Good evening. Thank you for attending. We are quorate. We're also streaming live. Joe, can I ask you just to explain slight changes that are going to happen in terms of muting at this meeting?
Chair, well, it's probably we're going to stick to the original virtual standing orders, which is members will be muted. If they wish to speak, they put their hand up, and you'll call them in to speak.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, thank you. So, item 2, apologies for absence. Do we have?
Chair, we have, Chair, received apologies from Councillor Dowes, who is working in York, and I've got apologies from Councillor Amjad Ahmed, who is on his way home from work, so he may be late, but he said to give his apologies just in case.
Okay, but no other apologies apart from those?
No, just those two.
Okay, thank you. Declarations of interest. To receive declarations of interest under consideration on this agenda. Any declarations from members? Doesn't appear to be any. Any from officers?
I have none, Chair, no.
Okay. Item 4, public question time and participation. Do we have any members of the public wishing to speak or present?
We don't, no.
Okay. Number 5, minutes for decision. Minutes are asked to approve, members are asked to approve the minutes of the planning committee held on the 26th of January. Just before I go to this, there was some slight confusion in my mind about the future sequence of meetings for the rest of this. Could you add, please, Joe, to the minutes of this meeting, confirmation of the dates of the remaining meetings in this cycle?
I will, Chair. Yep, I'm happy. I'll put that at the end of the minutes for you. That's fine.
That's fine. Thank you. One other thing I would say is there was debate at the previous minutes about 10B Cavendish Street. When I checked on this was actually covered on the 8th of September at a meeting that I was unable to attend due to ill health. If colleagues remember, there was a watch and transport the night before. And I checked with Councillor Javed Akhtar and Councillor Aberton as to whether either of them could cover the following day. The point was made it needed to be someone elected on the night. But the reason that 10B Cavendish Street didn't ring a bell with me is that I wasn't attending the meeting. Does anybody else have any comments on the previous minutes? No. Councillor Aberton.
I don't quite understand what you've just been saying. Because if you weren't there, then a chair was elected and the meeting was quorate. And
yes.
We had a full and frank discussion about that. We decided that it was far too many flats into that particular area.
Sorry to interrupt you, Councillor. I wasn't present at the meeting on the 8th of September when this was discussed.
Can I finish, please?
You may.
Okay. So it was a perfectly quorate meeting. We had the discussion and we said no. The fact is that they have taken it down from 9 to 7. We still said no. Other than that, I don't quite understand what you're saying.
Right. Well, if I could just make the point that at the last meeting on the 26th of January, yourself and the Deputy Mayor, I'll come to you in a moment, Deputy Mayor, you both stated that I was at the meeting and I should have remembered it. The point I'm trying to make is that I cannot remember something from a meeting that I was not at. Deputy Mayor.
Right. Can I just remind everybody that this is a public meeting and it is being live streamed. If we are proposing the minutes, can we do that and move on with the agenda, please?
Certainly. Are you proposing the minutes? Yeah. Proposed by Councillor Adams, seconded. Councillor Akhtar, all in favour? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 6, committee comments. The first one, installation of solar panels at 7 Laurel Crescent. And this is, I think, in the Devonshire Park area. Any comments on these?
Councillor Adams has a hand up, Chair, in case you can't see her.
Again, unfortunately, I can't see, but yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I would just propose that we go ahead with this. I'm all for solar panels and energy efficiency and climate change and everything else. I can't see absolutely anything wrong with this at all. So I would propose that we say yes.
Okay, does anybody have any other comments before we go to the vote? Because again, I'm blind on this one at the moment.
Councillor Abberton and Councillor Bernardini.
Councillor Abberton first, then please.
Councillor just seconding, I think.
Councillor Bernardini, before we go to the vote, do you have something to say?
No, it's Councillor Abberton that wants to speak.
Sorry, Councillor Abberton.
Thank you very much. Yes, I completely support Councillor Adams for the simple reason is that 7 Laurel Crescent has no visual onto the road. And yes, absolutely, I agree with her entirely.
Okay, so we'll go to the vote on this. All those in favour? I'm in favour, although I'm possibly not showing.
That's unanimous, Chair.
Thank you. Number 2, construction of single-storey side and 2-storey rear extension, loft conversion with front and rear dormers at 16 Hospital Road, Riddleston. Any comments on this, please? Again, I can't see, so.
Councillor Abberton, Chair.
Councillor Abberton?
Thank you very much, Chair. Okay, so boundary to boundary, no access to the rear garden, front and rear dormers, there are none there on the road. So therefore that would become a precedent. However, impact on the neighbour's house and access to their garage. The fact is that the side extension will go right up to the boundary. I don't believe that you could actually get a car through that, given that you have steps up to their side entrance on the neighbourhood side, if you see what I mean. There are 2 little steps and obviously 2 little flower pots. I don't know that they'll be able to get through to their own garage. That's a concern. Other than that, you know, the fact that you haven't got a precedent there, and whether or not they will be able to actually get down to their garage.
Okay. Any other comments?
Nobody's got the hand up, Chair.
Yeah. Can I say now I've got half vision, so I've got councillors Adams and Abberton in view.
Okay.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this one is, and this is another application which has been put forward by AA, who are normally pretty accurate in terms of the details of what they do. But I share Councillor Abberton's concern. What do we feel on this generally? If we could ask Councillor Akhtar, please, and Councillor Bernardini.
You are muted, Councillor Akhtar.
Hiya, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Councillor Abberton mentioned access to garage will be hindered. Is this their own garage or the next doors?
It's the next doors.
Surely that wouldn't be allowed if there's a hindrance to next door's access, and I think that would be covered by the planners and the planning, regulations. Which side of the boundary have they taken the building to the edge of? Can I ask Councillor Aberton?
It is to the edge of the boundary, which was their drive, which was going down to their garage, which they've now stated to be a storeroom.
Well, I think they should have a.
So what you have at the moment, I beg your pardon, Councillor Akhtar, what you have at the moment is you have two drives running concurrently together, both going down to their garages. And what they're trying to do on one side is that they are extending right up to the boundary. If you can see on the document there.
Yeah.
I absolutely appreciate that AA is very much a stickler, but it may not be
infallible.
Looking at the neighborhood, the neighboring house, because they have two steps going to their back door. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I've seen you, Councillor Adams. Can I let Councillor Adams in at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking at that picture that you just had up, Joe, I can't see any infringement on the other house's garage. If you look, there's actually a small gap anyway from where the boundary goes up to it. It's not impeding their garage at all that I can see. They've got, it appears that they've got a shared drive leading down to the two garages, but he's gone up to his own boundary, or he's going up to their own boundary, and I can't see how it's impeding the other garage, because I can actually see the gap between the two.
Okay, Councillor Aberton, do you want to come back on
that? Okay, so the fact is that the house next door has two steps going to their back door, which impinges on the access down to their garage, right? Now, that may be that they have to do something differently in their own area, but all I'm trying to say is that I do not believe, having looked on Google, that they have enough space to put a car down towards the garage. Yeah. That being that, the other thing is that this is also boundary to boundary with no access to the rear garden, which I don't believe is a good planning move.
Okay, do we have any other views before we go to vote on this?
Chair, just to say, Councillor Amjad Ahmed has just joined and he's got his hand up.
Councillor Amjad Ahmed, please.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry, I was late. I just finished work. I just got back home now. So I've just kind of listening into this. So this property, is it going to be made, I think Councillor Aberton said boundary to boundary. Is there not that 1 metre rule on this? Where it's got to be 1 metre, you've got to have at least 1 metre for access.
That's my impression, that there would generally be that meter, yes.
Yeah.
I'm a bit surprised because it's AA planning. He usually does things right.
Right.
I think there is a gap there. I don't think it's right to the edge. It's just the way it's been drawn. But I think he would know that you can't take it to the edge of a semi-detached. You can only do, well, you got to leave a gap, as Councillor Amjad has said, and that's a given. So I can't see that they'll allow if it's gone to the edge anyway.
I suppose what I'm saying is there enough uncertainty on this that we refer it, or do we go straight to a vote on it?
Yeah, Chair. So I'm just zooming in.
Yeah.
So obviously there is, just so members can see. Oops, I've just lost you. It does look to be something kind of down this space here. So the dotted line is the boundary wall.
Can you just go further down, please?
Further down, oh, so I can. So let me clear all them. Further down this way, Councillor Ahmed.
Yeah, because usually it does say how wide the extension will be. So I can see that it's the gap at the moment is 2850. So if you can just find some measurements there, we'll be know whether it's.
Do my best. Is there anything up there?
No, is that the only drawings?
Yeah, I've got that one, and then just the internal ones, Councillor Ahmed.
Let's have a look. So existing, proposed. Yeah,
There's nothing there, as that can see.
No.
No, sorry about that.
Okay. Could I suggest that this might be one, given the slight uncertainties about it and the plans we're looking at? Could this be one for us to refer to planners, who will then make the definitive decision as to whether or not it's within limits? Anybody happy to support that as a proposal?
Councillor Bernardini is saying yes. I think his hand up.
I'll propose that then. Seconded, Councillor Bernardini. All in favour of referring this one to planners for clarification?
1, 2, 3, 4, Chair. 5, Chair.
And abstentions?
1.
Councillor Adams. Okay, thank you. So that one is passed, but that one is referred to planners.
Yeah.
Number 3, 257 Highfield Road. I think this is up near Wardle Crescent on Highfield Road. Single story rear extension. Any comments on this one? Councillor Abberton?
I would like to propose that we agree this for the simple reason it is for a disabled person's bedroom and bathroom.
Okay, any other comments before we vote on this? Again, I'm quite happy.
Ahmed.
Sorry, Councillor Ahmed.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, it doesn't look to be too big, and round on Highfield Road on both sides there are single story and double story rear extension. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, would you like to second then, Councillor Abberton proposing?
Yeah,
that we accept this?
Yep.
Okay, all in favour?
That's unanimous, Chair.
Very much. Number 4, 209 Bradford Road, Riddleston. This is fairly near to Harbeck Avenue, I think. Single story, rear extension and garage storeroom. And this is another one from AA. Any comments? Councillor Abberton.
Obviously, I know this one quite well because it's a very nice little property. Well, actually, quite a big property. However, there is a public sewer that crosses the site, and apparently Yorkshire Water must be consulted before any planning may be granted.
I did see that, yes.
And so far, I haven't seen any comment from Yorkshire Water whether or not they've even been contacted. So my proposal would be to refer to planning to contact Yorkshire Water with regards to the sewer. Other than that, I have no problem with what they're trying to do at all.
Thank you. Strangely, you were reading my mind. That was the proposal I was going to make as well. So would you like to propose that we refer this to planners until clarification from Yorkshire Water? I'll second.
Councillor Ahmed was Speak, Chair.
Sorry, Councillor Ahmed, I do beg your pardon.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah. Well, looking at the plans, I'm happy with it. And I know, Councillor Adams, you said you were happy with it. Could we not kind of say, yeah, we're happy to accept it, as long as we get a Yorkshire Water report? As long as, you know, the contact is made with Yorkshire Water?
Before I come back in, Councillor Abberton?
I don't believe that we can actually at this particular moment. So what I would again say is that we refer back to Bradford Planning to contact Yorkshire Water and that they will have the say-so.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're proposing at this stage, that we don't accept it, but we refer it to planners with awaiting a report from Yorkshire Water when it will come back to us, hopefully.
Yes, but can I also just say that what I said initially is that I have absolutely no problem with what they're trying to do.
Yeah, which is, yeah. Okay, so that's the proposal. Are you proposing that, Councillor Abberton?
Yes, please.
I'll second. All in favour of, in effect, waiting for Yorkshire Water's comment on this?
2, 3, 4, 5, Chair. 6. Yeah, all done.
Okay, unanimous. Okay. Thank you. Number 5, 28 Box Tree Grove, Longley, rear single-storey extension to existing dwelling. I'm pretty sure we've seen this one before. I suspect it was a bigger proposal previously. Any comments on this one?
I'll just get some of the papers up and check, because there are quite a few. Just
Indeed. There's about 13 papers on this one, I think.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, actually, because you're not muted at the moment, Councillor Abberton, do you recall this one? I went and looked at this one. I remember doing that.
Actually, no, I don't recall it.
Ah.
And it is completely different scenario. And to be perfectly honest with you, I have no problem with it.
Okay, any other comments? Again, I can only see, can I describe them as the two ladies on the committee?
Councillor Ahmed wishes to speak.
Councillor Ahmed?
Thank you. I think I'm doing more than my fair share, like you usually do. But yeah, no, I'm happy with that. It looks like a standard small rear extension with, I think, some nice French doors. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to propose that then, Councillor Ahmed?
Yeah, I'll propose that.
And seconded by Councillor Adams. All in favour?
It's unanimous, Chair.
Thank you. Right, this next one is ADV, so advertising Yorkshire Bank, 73 North Street, new image signage comprising 1 times fascia, 1 times projecting sign, 1 times opening hours panel, 1 times FSCS vinyl, window manifestations, frosted and full colour vinyl, 2 times ATM header, 1 times letterbox surround, 1 times parking sign. Any views on this? Councillor Abberton.
Okay, so we've had this before, and it was refused by us and also by Bradford. As far as I can see, they haven't actually done anything to make it more appropriate for North Street. I would advocate that we absolutely refuse this.
Any other comments before I come back in? I would say I don't think it's a particularly attractive addition to the street scene, particularly since it covers the upper floor, I think, as well. I'm minded to go with Councillor Abberton's view on this one, that we don't feel it's an improvement. We don't feel it fits the street scene. I'm happy to recommend that, refuse on that basis. Seconded, Councillor Abberton. All in favour? of refusing this
Yeah,
one?
that's unanimous, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Number 7 of 9, 396 to 398 Skipton Road. Change of use of former restaurant premises to create Class C2 respite care semi-independent living units with external alterations to include new and replacement window and door openings. I think this is the restaurant that was formerly known as Rowland's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any comments? Councillor Abberton, your ward, I think.
It is my ward. No, I have absolutely no problem with it being a change of use. Absolutely not at all. I think that in the current climate, restaurants are not going to do awfully well at the moment. I have a couple of points here. The first one is, I think there are too many units. And the other one is, why only washrooms and not bathrooms? You only have a couple of bathrooms in this. And the other thing is that I'm getting very, very worried about all the different linings that they're having. So they've got things like 30-minute fireproof, 60-minute fireproof. It worries me. It really does worry me. If they have a fire, I'm not very happy about it, to be perfectly honest. But I'm not the person who can actually say that there are regulations and things. I do know that Councillor Ahmed wants to speak. Sorry.
Right. Councillor Ahmed?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of, with regards to the linings, if planning permission is given, then building control, they'll kind of look through it as well. Just usually the ceilings, they are fireboarded, and that's 1 hour. So that's 1 hour fire resistant. A normal partition is usually 30 minutes. So it could be something that's internal, like your own bathroom. Yeah, you just need to put a 30-minute fireboard there instead of an hour.
Yeah. Councillor Abberton again.
I'm sorry, this is actually between different units. I find it quite scary that they've got, you know, such a small time to get out.
Any other comments?
Chairman.
Councillor Akhtar.
Thank
Councillor.
you.
And
Yeah.
Councillor Bernardini as well, Chair.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Clark and Mr. Chairman. Yeah, obviously they will meet the regulations that are in place, no doubt. It's something that, you know, what we're getting done unless they meet those guidelines and regulations. Only question I have, is there any parking for this around the back, or because with it being looking after disabled and independent? Yes. Yeah, there is.
Lots
yeah.
of parking. Good
All
parking.
right. I don't have an issue with it.
Okay. Councillor Bernardini?
Hi. Yeah, so I might be able to clarify something. The fact that there are many washrooms and not many bathrooms is that if it's a respite place and if people need the support from carers to have a bath, you don't need that many baths. Now, these washrooms, maybe to clarify, they could be wet rooms actually, so where people goes in and shower rather than having a bath, because it's at time safer, you know, especially for people that have got mobility problems. Regarding the fire doors and the length of time, I mean, for CQC to allow a place like that is got to be perfect with all the requirements also from the fire brigade. So I wouldn't worry too much, because if those doors are not appropriate, CQC will tell them to do them to the standard that the fire brigade will request.
Thank you, Councillor Bernardini. I think that's the advantage of everybody having a view on something like this, that various people have various strengths to clarify. I'm certainly happy to go ahead with this one. Councillor Akhtar, were you going to propose this, or would you like to?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, I'll second. All those in favour of accepting this?
That's unanimous, Chair.
Thank you. 2 to go. Number 8. 4 Middle Hobcote Cottages, Hobcote Lane, Oakworth. Double-storey extension to the rear of the property with internal alterations as illustrated on the application plans. Councillor Abberton, I think this is, we've certainly had one before at this address. Is this the same one, do you think? Sorry, you're muted.
No, I don't believe this is the case, and I have no objection to this at all.
It's pointing across the valley, basically, isn't it, the extension? So, yeah, okay. Any other comments on this before we go to a vote?
Councillor Adams.
Councillor Adams, who I can't see now, unfortunately. But
No, I was just going to propose that we do go to the vote. I would propose that we go ahead with this.
okay, that's fine. All those in favour?
Give a second there.
I'll second. All in favour?
Yeah, that's unanimous, Chair.
Excellent. And the last one of 9, 34 Broadlands. HIP 2 gable roof extension with roof lights and single-storey extension to rear. Again, this sounds familiar. I think we have certainly had at least one in the vicinity of that. Is this a new one?
It's
Any comments on this, please? Councillor Abberton, I can see.
It's a almost a metre in height raising. The fact is that I'm quite sure that Bradford will okay it, so I have no objection.
They are quite big houses up there, aren't they? I mean, the whole of that road, basically. And I know we had another one on Broadlands a few weeks back. Yeah, okay. So any other comments before we go to a vote?
Councillor Akhtar, Chair.
Councillor Akhtar.
You are muted, Councillor Akhtar, sorry.
Sorry, so are we saying, Mr. Chairman, that they're going to increase the height of the roof, and how does that sit in with the rest of the properties then, street scene wise? I know, you know, government did say you can put another floor on, perhaps in south or somewhere, but I'm not sure, you know, this sort of thing would be okay.
Councillor Abberton again.
Councillor Ahmed as well.
Oh, sorry.
Can I speak?
Let's go with Councillor Abberton first.
So it is actually about 90 centimeters higher. It is on a slope going down. It wouldn't, I don't believe, impinge massively. And I can't really see a problem with it.
Before I come back in, Councillor Ahmed.
Thank you, Chair. Yep. Thank you, Chair. Yep, I think there's already been a roof that's been raised on the Broadlands. So, yeah, I think it shouldn't be an issue, this.
Okay, we'll go ahead on this one. My recollection is that the one about 4 or 5 meetings ago on Broadlands, my recollection is that we were minded to refuse it on the grounds of it affecting the street scene. not absolutely sure about that, but yeah, I'm happy with this as well. So propose to accept. Councillor Aberton, will you take? I'll second. All in favour?
Yeah, that's almost unanimous, Chair.
Okay, so anybody against or abstaining?
I think no, that's that.
Right. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay, let's move on to section 2, applications granted. We do seem to still be having this perennial problem, if you like, that we often, oh, not, we occasionally recommend refusal, but that Bradford, as the principal authority, takes a different view. I should say I am attending a webinar tomorrow on just this topic, planning permission and objections and relevant documents to that. I will report on that to the next meeting. Section 3, applications refused. Bear with me.
Councillor Aberton's wishing to speak.
So she is. Councillor Aberton.
Hi. I'm just wondering, you know, we're not all planners, and perhaps they might see problems that we don't see. So I'm just giving them that leeway because that is
words chosen carefully there, and I would agree with that. I mean, we are a parish authority. Bradford are the principal authority. Councillor Adams.
Yeah, I would just concur what Councillor Aberton, sorry,
That's the one.
was saying. We are not planners. We are merely a parish council who happen to have a little bit of an input on a planning committee, but ultimately Bradford have the final decision, and that is absolutely their prerogative. Nothing to do with us at all. We can have a say, but it usually doesn't make a difference.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you, everybody. Right, applications withdrawn, appropriately enough, none. Other planning matters, none. Delegation of comments on planning applications, none. Pre-application consultation, item 8, none. Town plan, this is the regular one. Members to consider update on the town plan, but I will have something to say on this in a moment. But is there anything to add, Mr. Clark?
Not at this stage, Chair. Obviously, the big thing we have to do between now and the middle of March is we have to put together our response to the local plan consultation, which will be this committee's responsibility. So I will bring you a report probably to your next meeting on the 23rd of February.
Yeah.
As an outline response. Also, the local plan is an important document, particularly for Keighley. It does have an impact on the Green Belt. There are sites which they are suggesting will come out of Green Belt. Obviously, it includes housing allocation in terms of housing numbers, employment land allocation, and a whole ream of policies. So I will do my best to read it over the coming week and draft some type of response which members may want to look at. I think it is important, sorry, Chair, to cut across. I think it's important as well that given the sensitivity of issues like the Green Belt, that as many members of the council as possible have their chance to have their say. So I will include the information again in my weekly update that's sent out to all councils this Friday, and I'll make sure that councils can feed in any comments for you to consider as well.
Yeah. On that, can I just ask? I contacted Sarah Cusack today in relation to this. Did you get the message about that?
I did. Yeah, we'll sort it out. Yeah,
that's fine. Okay.
Really,
yeah, we actually have 4 more meetings before the 24th. So sorry, 3 more meetings.
Yeah.
So that's great. Okay. So last item, and again, if I can just ask you, Mr. Clark, to add a list to these minutes of the
your next meeting is the 23rd of February.
23rd of February, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you can just do us a list of the remaining ones, because I missed one somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I will send it to all members.
So date and time of next meeting, 23rd of February. Thank you all for attending.